Hello and welcome to episode 3 of the 10-page challenge, a collaboration that I'm doing with Carrie Griffiths, aka Carrie the Crafter. Our first video was creating the papers. Our second video was, my second video was unboxing the papers and making something with it. And my last video is finishing that. Because, you know, gotta finish. You can't just, like, start something and not finish. Also, I haven't even used all the papers, and I really would like to use more of the papers. I could keep going with this piece, but I haven't. I've decided to go ahead and stop. I don't know what the front is and what the back is, or what the top is, or what the bottom is. I don't know. I think it could be this way. So I have this staggered... This is the back, and I do know that. So the back has like some staggered pieces, and then the front also has some staggered pieces. And, you know, they could close any which way. So like that, could go 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 like that. Is pretty much how I was thinking it. And then I could even probably bring these pieces around the front if I wanted it to just be one direction. I could try anyway, but... And so, yeah, that's how that would be if I had it. But I don't. I have some pieces at the back. Because why not? That's just fun. I will possibly cover this with something. So now I want to add some more pockets. Because there are some pockets in here. And I want to add more. And I think our papers look really great together. Just saying. I think they do. His are nice and neat and pristine. And very, very well coordinated. And mine are very grungy and random. And the combination of those two things has made something really fantastic, in my opinion. So, you know, I think I have a small strip of this in here somewhere. This is the palette paper. And what makes this so cohesive is that we've used the same colors throughout for all our papers. This could use some calming down. How about some of this? So I could do kind of a pocket. I might do... How far do I think... I have an idea. Bear with me. Bear with. I have an idea. If it doesn't work, then it doesn't work, and it's not the end of the world. But I do have an idea. I'm just going to kind of come across here in a triangle-ish kind of way. Hopefully. Just kind of move that down to the corner so I can get all the way. Because, of course, from corner to corner, it's going to be more than the 12 inches. And then I'm going to... actually wanting it to do that. And then I think this... no, we'll just come like this. So I'm thinking like that kind of a pocket, maybe. What do we think? I want to probably put one of his papers in the middle here. Yeah, I think that would be good there. And my husband doesn't realize I'm recording, so he's just making all kinds of noise upstairs, isn't he? This one, let's see, has a little bit of that gold that's here, plus some of these. So I think this piece might be perfect right there. It just might be. All right, let's get it the width I need. Close enough. I mean, I will take some of the width off. I'd rather have too much than too little. That's what I'm trying to say here. Those are the words trying to come out of my mouth. I wonder if I like this better like this. No. See, I lose all this. That's my problem. That's a problem. It doesn't have to be a problem. We could... just come down more. We could do this. Or we could just make that a pocket like that and do this as a tag inside. That could also work. So I could have this come all the way down to here. Now this part's more plain. I don't mind losing some of that. Let's just go all the way down, kind of, sort of. But then that wouldn't open, so this needs to end right about there. So yeah, that would have been a nice idea, except for I was losing all the good stuff. I don't want to lose all the good stuff. So that's a lot there. Let's see what height we might actually want this. No, I think I will just tear it off right here. And then we can use more of this somewhere else. I know, you'd think that I couldn't make this paper ever again. I know I can. Alright, I'm going to pause while they talk. My son just got home from work. Alright, I'm inking this just to eliminate that white. You don't have to use brown to ink. You can use one of the colors that is in your piece that you're making. Oh, you know what? It's ripped on all the other sides. I kind of want it to be ripped on this side too. That's totally optional. And then it'll give me a little strip if I want to use that at some point in time in the future. So I'm thinking of doing this like this, and then I'll need to like glue here in this crease so that when I put anything in the pocket, it won't. Yeah, let's just go ahead and do that. Just glue it on. Glue it on, glue it on, You don't have to watch me glue. I have a feeling this video could be really long if I don't pause every now and then. But my problem is, then I'm like really worried that I'll turn it off instead of pausing and then not turn it back on. And that's always, oh my goodness, could I be a little bit, that was straighter. Whew. Oh, and I said, get a little bit of glue there, just so I have that separation. Oh, I am not straight on that side. How did that happen? You know, I'm not sure if it is. I'm going all the way to the bottom with this. And then this over here is like, I don't know what happened. It looked like I was cutting it straight, didn't it? You know, that's gonna bother me. I say embrace imperfection all the time, but you know what? Sometimes it's a little too imperfect. It's a little too crazy for my eyeballs. You also got to do what's right for your eyeballs. And I would rather have that ripped and be straight than what it was doing before. Okay. Alright, going here again. Down here. And this side and the... Oh my goodness. Get enough glue on there so it'll stay stuck. Because we got paint to paint happening here. And paint is a non-porous surface. The acrylic paint basically turns to plastic when it's dry. So I'm going to leave a little bit of a border on the top, on the side and the bottom, so that page back there shows. And then press down there. I'm going to let it dry before I turn it. And then there's that other piece that I had a minute ago. Oh, I'm going to cut some circles too, I think. So I think that this piece, which needs to be just a little bit more narrow now, would be nice across from here because it has the gold, it has these, but then it has another color as well. So I'm just going to tear the littlest bit off the side here. There we go. Now, is it straight? I don't know. I don't know. Is it even straight? I don't know. And let's see how far down can that go. And we're just going to take a little bit off the... We can take a little bit off the top, or we can just fold it over. Because even if I cleaned off a plate. This is what you get when your plates are like, you use them for palettes and whatnot, and you've got all kinds of different paints on there, and then you clean them off. You get these really cool things, just FYI. That was just in my line of sight. Just have some plain paper here. I don't know that I'm going to really write in this. So do I want to put plain paper on the back, or do I want to put like a lighter version of something he or I made? Ooh, that one might be nice. It could be written on. Oh yeah, I like that together. All right. Just going to back that with this. You don't have to always put writing space on the back of your pieces. You can have both sides be arty if you want. That is totally acceptable. Absolutely. And I brought a glue stick over earlier. Yep, I did. I knew I did. Yay. She planned ahead, people. She planned ahead. It's like a miracle or something. I wanted to do kind of more collage than this, but I also really like his pieces and my pieces, just the way they are too. Even though I didn't like add a lot of mark making and stuff to mine, it's still like really cool. So instead of a tab, see so when you use the same colors, two totally different people using the same colors ends up with these really fantastic. I could even make that a pocket on the bottom, but I'm not. It's a little bit thin still, but it's good enough to be a tag or a journal card in here. I will add some. Oh my goodness. Why do you hate me? Why? Why? You know what I'm looking for? Bone folder. But a ruler should work. There we go. There we go. So something tall there. And folds just fine. Good. And then maybe something shorter here and maybe do the flip side. What do I mean by that? I mean, do this as the front. Which one? Oh, see that? Even though I used a little bit different green because this kind of still goes kind of sort of. Oh, you know, I do want to make a masterboard. I do. Let's do that real fast. I want to make a masterboard and cut those pieces down. And if you are new, because maybe you are just finding this collab and finding this kind of stuff for the first time in your life, and it's new to you, a masterboard is just taking a larger piece, master collage board for this purpose, and cutting it down to make smaller pieces. I pressed off instead of back on, unpausing it. That's annoying. So these are basically 32-pound paper that I coffee dyed at some point, and I don't know. I'm just going to go ahead and collage on those. I would probably start with like larger pieces and then move to smaller pieces. Also, the pieces I have are all different. There's a fold there, so I just want to kind of get rid of the fold. What am I saying? I don't know. Went out of my head. Perimenopause sucks. It sucks so bad. Alright, so this is acrylic paint. I probably should use some art glitter glue, but we're going to try using the glue stick and see how it goes. If I have to add some other bits, if I have to add some glue to make it stay, I will. It's not a big deal. Hello. I'm going to just kind of burnish it down. It does help it to stick better if you have something that just kind of pushes it down while you're putting it on. Alright, so we got a piece of his. This has nice, it's got the two colors on there. Alright, I'm going to just... I'm going to follow that line. And that'll be my straight. Doesn't have to be, but you know. You do you, boo. Maybe it was the other side that was. Alright, so now that's straight and that's straight. That feels straight over there too. I'm going to tear this down here so that they will be on more than one piece depending on how this goes, you know. I think I want to come this way. I know, I'm all over the place. So if you are new to my channel because you watch Carrie, sorry not sorry. We are very, very different kind of creative people. He is very precise and neat, and I think he sometimes knows what he wants to do before he does it, but not always. I never know what I'm doing until I start doing it. and then whatever happens, happens. But I cannot picture in my head ahead of time what is going to happen, or what I even want. I just start playing to see what happens. So those are two ways that we are different. That, and he always, you know, starts and ends, even if he has to clean up, you know, he cleans up as he goes. So he starts and ends with nice and clean spaces. I could start with clean, but I go from clean to mess in, I don't know, 10 seconds, 5 seconds. Doesn't take long. Does not take long at all. I want a little bit of this small pattern in here. So varying patterns, that's one thing we both agree on. And that is why you'll see that he's got some of these small, medium, and larger, and large. So they're all different size patterns. I didn't do as much patterns in mine, which is fine. And if I want to have this be a little bit more calm over here, I'll take this piece, which doesn't have a lot of pattern. And I don't know if I like, well, I have it there, but all right, I'm going to hold on to that for a minute. Hold on to that for a minute. I'm going to take a piece of this here, I think. And I think I will put it down here. Except for if this ends up being on the same piece, I don't want the pluses right across from each other. That might sound weird. It might make sense. I don't know. But that's why I'm kind of putting that up a little bit. And I'm kind of overlapping it because that edge felt really crooked over here. I'm going to come over a little bit more. Because why not? And do we want another piece of this in here somewhere? Maybe just up there, just for something a little different. For a piece of drama, a bit of drama. All right, let's go ahead and take this grungy piece. And be random with it. Got a lot of white on this side here. So, if you're watching this and you already know, or maybe you've missed the first two videos, there are two other videos that came out, that came out before this one. And I think they were coming out on the same day in June of 2025. And we are encouraging other people to play along. Find a partner, pick your colors, make your items, mail them to each other. If you want to do it with somebody overseas, it's not horribly terrible. I don't like that there. Ooh, I like it better over here, but I'm going to put it here. And I'll put another piece over there. Like this, like, here? No, not that. I want a piece that goes across here, I think. With more of this orangey bit. You do not have to be this picky when you're, and usually I'm not even this picky when I make my pieces, my collage pieces. I'm usually just slap it on there. Not that big a deal. But for some reason today I'm just being a little bit more precise, picky. I don't know. I think I'll go all the way over on that. I did put down a clean sheet though. I mean, if you looked at the last video, I had a clean sheet, but then I made other videos between that one and this one. And then apparently when I came downstairs today, it just played some more, because why not? And went a little crazy with that. All right, I'll put something else there first. What? Can you tell I like Carrie's papers? All right, this one's a little bit... Oh, let me find some scraps from before. Okay, similar greens. That could work right nicely there. It calms it down a little bit, maybe. Maybe not. What else do we have? That piece. Oh, we haven't done anything with this. All right. This is thicker. This could actually make a piece all by itself, but you know. All right, I'm gonna finish collaging this, and then I'll show you all the pieces I collage and cut them with you, because otherwise this video is gonna be like a million years long. Okay, so I have 4 collage boards here. Sometimes we call them master boards. I have just collaged the papers onto these. I got a little bit more free as I went along, probably, you know, a little less stressed about things, and got a little bit more, you know, it really doesn't matter. It's all going to be cohesive because all the colors are cohesive, kind of a deal. And so now I have these to use in here for whatever purposes. I'll cut them as I see what I need. Like, let's see, how big of a piece could we do here? And sometimes I may actually just take a piece just plain like this to put in here. I kind of like that. It fits, it goes, oh, all the colors go regardless. So yeah, and I would probably have this be at the bottom because it's darker, unless I end up doing something here that's darker. Like if I do a stamp. I don't know exactly what I'm doing yet for my focal points, but there'll be something I do. So, but for now, I just tend to like the darker colors at the bottom. So I'm not decorating yet. I'm just kind of figuring out where I want things. This is just a little flip. And what do I want to do? All right, so I guess I'm starting in the middle. And I just want to add little bits here and there to... just want to add little bits here and there. Does that make sense? All right, so I'm gonna put this on like a pocket here, I think, and that's a little bit white there, so I'm just gonna attempt to ink that a little bit with that. Yep, that's the one I want. I've been playing with my daubers doing other things, so I'm like, is that the dauber I want, or is that one I've used to splatter? Who knows? All right, so I'm gonna find another piece and make it about the same size, or it can be smaller, just to cover this side on this side to go. Yeah. All right, I just need to make sure I don't go past. I like the layered look. I'm all about the layered look at this time, at this point. So I just did the top and bottom of where that's gonna go, and the piece on the other side is going to be glued down all the way, so that will stop the other end of this. Here, just going to use my glue stick and just glue that down. Do I need to, I think I still might have it tiny, see, a tiny bit too long, and now it's going to be too short. You know, that's what happens. That's all right. You can always, nope, I got it on there. Perfect. There's no such thing as perfect. I got it on there very well. See, you can strive for perfection all you want, but you'll never attain it, because perfection is not attainable. So that's why I often just say embrace imperfection, because sometimes there's a sweet spot between what you think would be perfect and what you really hate. So now I've got a little bit of a pocket here, and I could go ahead and take one of these. Ooh, this might be a fun piece, kind of. So, can't go any further than, all right, so I'm gonna, I don't know if I like that side sticking out though, maybe this side, just a little bit better. Okay, so we got a piece in there, and have this pocket in here. So let's go ahead and figure out this. Just need to cut off. I'm going to cut off a little off the bottom. Okay, glue that back down, and then just make sure that it doesn't stick out further than the page. That's good. Okay, and now we're over here with this flip. I know. Oh, we have this tall tag for in there. Tall tag for in there. Okay, right about there. Okay, And I might turn that into a tag. I think I like that part sticking out the top. Oh my goodness, go in the pocket. There we go. Oh, and I didn't even realize this is kind of that paper there, so that's cool. Okay, here, I think I want to do like a flip out. So I might do a flip out of one of the papers. I really like that one. Do I want something here? Cut that right there. Just gonna stick that there because I might want to do something with it. I just want options, and for it to be easily, it needs to be 25. Do a pocket like, yeah, I think I'll do that. Make a little pocket like that. Then I think I'll fold this bit up. Alright, I'll finish this when I come back to it. So that will be a little pocket on there, and then we need something to go in the pocket. So right about there. So that, once it's glued and everything, will go in there. Now to the back of this. Or is this the front? No, this is the back. There's less pieces at the back, right? Yes. Yes, there is. So I just think I might make a little gusset pocket here. I don't need that much. Only need about 1/2 inch maybe or so for your gusset, and fold that on the bottom. It's kind of like the other pocket we did, except for, you know, I'll do some other things in there. And we can put something in the pocket. No idea how long this video is so far. But I said something I didn't want to forget to say earlier. You don't know because I'm not going to put it in here. But essentially, some people might ask, what's the point of this collaboration? And I don't know why y'all like to ask questions like that, but often people do ask questions like that. And I would say, one, is to share your art with other people. You know, because, you know, Carrie and I each made pages, and we each shared our pages, so we're sharing our art with each other, which I think is absolutely fun and fantastic. And then it gives, you know, he has some fun pages to play with that he wouldn't normally have, and I have some fun pages to play with that I wouldn't normally have. And I don't know about you guys, but I like to see how other people use my stuff. Alright, I think I might put a small pocket on the bottom here. And it's also kind of fun to see how people do things differently. How people approach similar projects with similar papers differently. And Carrie and I are very, very different style of creating, both of us. We both do. I think that might go good there. And that's I love that. I mean, it would be pretty boring if we all created the same. So those, you know, those are good reasons right there. Do you need more reasons? No, you don't. You don't need more reasons. This page is a little bit more wider. I'm not sure that it's 4 inches wide, but definitely needs to be, let's do 3.5. And I don't know what we're doing on this page, but Get a tag for it, no matter what we decide to do. Kind of needs a pocket now, right? All right, let's go ahead and give this, how wide is this? To there, so I want to cut it to here. There's about, so that I can give it a gusset. Give it a little gusset here and a little gusset there. Just means that you can add more stuff to your pocket. That's what the gusset does. I'll cut off my ends in a minute. All right. Just don't want to forget where things are. We definitely, this is a lot of space here that could use, how about a belly band? Let's build out a belly band. Okay, so I should let that dry first, but you know, why would I? So now I'm just going to do the glue the top and the bottom, and I may trim this off here. It goes off a little far. So any of the pieces that go off a little bit farther than you want, you can just trim off, not a problem. Just glue in the top and the bottom, and now we have a belly band, and then we can find to that. I think I said to the end of that, plus sign, I think that's where I want it. So that will slide under there. Nope, except for I want it to go this way, because then that and that are opposite each other, which is kind of cool. All right, so I want to do something here. What do I want to do here? Maybe just like a side pocket. I could even use the same paper I've already got, or something different. Obviously something different. We like something different. All right, I still want that background bit to show too. Right. So this will just be like a little bit of a tuck. I still want Carrie's papers to show under there. No, not that. Oh, what about this? That backed on. Is that good enough to back it? Yes, just enough. All right, that's fun. Makes that piece pop out. Let's see, do I want to ink it? I think I do. So I glued it on 3 sides, and I'm going to stick it on there as a pocket, so that if I want to stick something in there, I can. I could have it go either way. It doesn't really matter. Makes more sense if something goes in that way, I guess. All right. So what about over here? I might make this a tag in there, but I'll find a pocket or something to put it in. I don't mind that it does that. That's actually kind of cool. We just want a little pocket of some sort. Should we do another? Let's just do another little pocket like this. We'll do the gusset again on the sides at least. I think it might be too short if I do it on the... Maybe not. A little bit more. Fold it in. as far as you need to. That works. I'm just trying to think if I can get away with holding it on the bottom just a little bit. Alright, and then when I talk about the gussets and cutting the corners, this is what I mean. I'm just gonna, at the corner, you can see the corner. I think you see it better on this side. And don't need it quite this long, so I'll just trim off that little bit. And then you want to crease them nicely too. You could use a bone folder, your fingernails, it doesn't matter. And if you want to ink it, now's the time. Oh, and if you want to put a thumb notch or divot or something to make it easier to pull things in and out in case you have something in there that is about the same height as your pocket, then you'll want something to make it a little bit easier. These lighter ones look really nice inked up. I might do more inking. And then you just glue these folded over bits. That's all. Easy peasy. Little gusseted pocket. Now I can fit one thing, two things, three things, four things, however. I tend to leave a border when I put a pocket on around the, you know, so you can still see the page a little bit. And I think I'm going to bring out some embossing, heat embossing, and some stamps to decorate these. So that may be another video that is just separate, just an embossing kind of a video. All right, this is cardstock, so I'm just going to glue the edges and glue that on. Just glue that right there, and then that needs something to go in the pocket now, doesn't it? Let's see. All right, that's fun. Okay, what about here? Do we want to do something super simple? Just, I might want to stamp on that, so I'm not going to glue that on yet. What about here? Here could use a little something, a little something. Got torn. It's okay. It's not the end of the world. But I might just have, no, that top part's not as interesting. Now this is more brick red than this violet, more violet burgundy, which is fine. It's fine. It's fine. Just might find something that is a little bit, but this, because it has the green behind it, is more that color. So, all right. We will just put that on there as what? I don't know what. I'm just gonna glue the top, and then if I, oh, you know what? How about a banner? I haven't done banners in a while. Let's do some banners. Yeah, it's thin. That made me think banner. Your banners do not have to be perfect. Just saying. I tend to make more wonky banners. Alright, just a little banner because it's cute. That's the only reason. Just because it's cute. And then if you wanted to hide some, I mean, I could have made it into an altered paperclip, but, you know, also you could hide some secret messages back there if you wanted to. But banners are a fun way to decorate. Forgot to ink that one, though. I mean, I could just take it off and ink it. Probably even easier. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. There. I just think it's cute. That's why I did it. Oh my goodness, pick up the thing. Okay, so these have stuff on them. That has something on it. That has something on it. Okay. That has something on it. That goes that way. This, okay, let's just go ahead and do like we did before and cut our angles. We also need to cut an angle coming in there and an angle coming in there, and I'm going to ink it and glue it on. And I tore off that little corner just to make it fit on the page. And then we have that. I'll have to glue that. This, I might come in with like just a quote or something to put there at some point. So maybe something like this again, just to be a flip up kind of a deal. Might even decorate the back, or I don't know, because I still want to be able to see what's under there, not cover it up completely. So, you know, there's that. What I might even do is fold that over like that, so that when it is glued on there, you see this on here. Maybe, I don't know. I'll stick it there for now. Oh, it could even go flip down. Doesn't matter which way it flips. It'll just flip one way or the other. And then if I want something to hold it up here, I could just do another banner. That would kind of, I guess we'll rip off this ripped part, right? I like wonky banners. I like wonky banners. Yeah, I like them better if they're off center and whatnot. It's just my preference. And then this could go down a little bit more. And then glue this up here. I might need to back this so that it's a little bit more, but it would hold that, which would be good. All right, do I want to back this? I might just so. Ooh, I'm actually not go this way. I think I'm gonna back it, but have it be like this, like that. Yep, I'm gonna glue it on to there, and then I'm just gluing the top. And then I want it in a little bit, because it's all about the layering, the you know, the different layers showing the different pieces below. Why is that there? Oh, because I was just using it. Okay, so there's that. Let's see. Oh, I was going to put this on as a pocket on here, one way or the other. All right, so my trick to when your glue is taking forever to get down to the bottom is to use centrifugal force. I think that's the right word. Some people will use their whole arm and, you know, put the cover on when you do it. I haven't been, but you know, but you don't have to use your whole arm. You just kind of like with your hand go around in a circle like that as quickly as you can, and then it forces the glue to the ends. I've seen this one. It was a reel I saw. Somebody with like their condiment, their ketchup or whatever, trying to get it to come up faster, and they used centrifugal force using their whole arm. That's my phone, not yours. Stupid spam calls, always with the spam calls. All right, I don't know where my bone folder is. That would be better to use, but you know, fingernails work too. And I think I might take a little bit of this off the edge here. I'm gonna glue that down. So like on this side, it looks kind of cool. We've got this and this are from the same paper. That and that are from the same paper. And I think these are from the same paper too. So they just kind of repeat and layer and look really cool. I need a little something for this baby pocket now. I don't know if I want it to come off the page a little bit. I think I want it to be within that square actually. Yep, like that. There we go. That's nice layering, right? Okay, and then you open that, and we can open that, and we open that. All right, that's the, try to not kill your, you know what? I'm just going to glue this to that, and that way it still can flip up, but can stop hurting itself. I mean, you can glue it all the way down too, but I don't know if you can tuck something under there or not. I know someone's just asking that, aren't they? You probably could have a little thing tucked under there, like maybe put that at the top. There we go. Okay, and we have that pocket there. And all these little bits everywhere. Just fine. All right, and I might put another quote here or something, but that might be a pocket as well, so we just need a little something in that. Have the interesting parts at the top. There we go. All right, and then go to the other side. So this is my project for Carrie. I think the decorating of the ephemera in here I'm going to do as a separate video, because 6 videos coming out in one day is going to be a lot. So, you know, this is where I'm going to be stopping for this particular project. I think would be a good, you know, maybe we'll just give up on this piece and do you want that side or that side? That's plain. Let's do this side. Okay. So I'm gonna do, this is the easiest thing to do, is I usually will use one of these. Is really easy. Just get it a little bit smaller than what I need here and cut it down. This is, index cards are nice to use for this because they are sturdy and they're just nice to use for this. Also, I'm going to, I'm thinking this might be made a little bit easier. Well, first of all, if I am a little bit more, I'm going to give myself a thing on here so that it won't get caught so easily, maybe. All right, so this is a hidden paper clip, and this goes in here like this, and then this gets glued in here. And what we could even do is do a little hole out the top, you know, in the middle-ish. You just get a little thing in there so that your paper clip can come up through that hole. Hold on, have it stick up from there, have it come up through here, and then you can add a dangle if you want to when you do that. A little bit higher, a little bit high. There we go. If you've seen Gail make these, then you know. If you know, you know. All right, and so now we glue. We glue just this inside paper. That's what you glue. You don't want to glue outside of that paper, because if you do, then you will close it completely and you won't be able to use it the way you want to. So you're only gluing on that inside piece, and this gives you a hidden paper clip. For things like if you wanted to put something on lace, then, and so now I can just put it over this whole thing here. Well, if this wasn't in my way, it's all right. We can just do it this way. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. We'll just do it that way. And then a dangle can come off the side there. And this that we had here can now tuck in there. And then this was going to be a pocket that we put over here. We just want to make sure. Okay. So when you do this little, this thing here, I'm going to do like we did before. Angle, angle, and then you cut off just above the line so it doesn't get stuck up, the fold line, so it doesn't get caught up. Stuck up? I don't know. We got Mean Girls in here. And also, if you want to do your notch, that's not the size I was just using. This is the size I was just using. Find the middle-ish. Don't have to be. Sometimes I go off center on purpose. And then, you know, ink it if you want to. Okay, and then I will usually glue here on this side. Come on, come on. On that inside piece and this outside piece. And I'm gonna do something a little different. So I'm gonna go put my thumb notch so it goes all the way through like that. And I am going to see. I'm not gonna glue. Well, I'm gonna glue. Is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna glue the bottom here. No, wait, yeah. I'm gonna glue this bottom so it closes at the bottom so nothing falls out. And then I'm gonna glue this outside here. Like that. So that now I have a little, now I can see both sides of the pocket. If I can get that to stay. It might not stay. That might not be a solution, but I could come in with a piece of something. I just realized that my pocket's a little bit on the high side, so I need to glue that a little higher so that will still fold up. And then this can go in the pocket there, and you can see both sides of the pocket. We could put something that shows on that side too if we want to. And we could even have that tuck behind there so that it stays up. You know, if that's something you want to do. It's not a necessity. But not that. But then what? What then? If not that, then what? I don't know. I don't know what. I'm just gonna glue the top and the sides of this, and it'll be a little top tuck. If stuff stays, it stays. If it comes out, it comes out. Whatever. I just wanted something there. Just a little something, something. And that right there, maybe? Yeah. Let's find a fun piece that will. Yep. I think that will work. There. Now that will stick up in there. It's a little bit tight, which is good because then it won't fall out too quickly, too easily. All right. And, oh, have we not? Oh, no, we were going to have a little flip out here. But I want to do that. This is supposed to, no, I don't want that to do that. So I'm just going to glue this painty side with some, not, you know, using good glue because it's paint on paint. So I'm using the art glitter glue. Getting it close to the edge, but still having a little bit of a border around that page. And I may come in and decorate that later, the back side of that. But for now, it allows me to have something there, but still have something under there. And that flips out. Oh, that's right. This is a pocket. Ha, I forgot that's a pocket. So we have, oh my goodness. You know what? I'm going to make this all the way. That's not what I used, is it? Maybe it is. No, I don't think it is, but that's all right. I'm just going to make it easier to get that long tag that just disappeared in and out of the pocket. That's all. I like that the writing shows through. Have that stick up a little bit. There we go. Here, I might put a little notepad here. Just of all the extra little bits. I think that's a good idea. A little, this is what you can use in future bits. I mean, for decorating in the future. So, yeah, just going to grab a bunch of scraps that are here. So, I've got a little stack of the papers. I'll show them to you in a second, but I'm going to staple up here. I can just leave those and then glue it in here. And we just have little scraps to use for decorating the journal. Or some of these can even be written on, have quotes put on them, whatever. And I'm just going to glue this right into here, just this top piece here. All right, oh, stay. I want you to stay. Ooh, I might have to use some Fabri-Tac on that. If it won't stay, I will use some Fabri-Tac on that. Okay, so, and that opens there, and we have a tag here, and we have some flip-ups. We have a tag in there, and a place here to do whatever we want with, and we have another tag or journal card in here. And yeah, everything's, this I just need to back, but I really like that there. And that's it. That is, all right, let me do, I guess, a final flip through. So this was the 10-page challenge, a brainchild of Carrie Griffiths, aka Carrie the Crafter. I went over all the rules in the very first video, and they will also be in the description box below. By some miracle, this is all I have left. These are my scraps that are left. I didn't even know that I cut up all of my master boards. And I'm looking and looking, and I can't find anything else. And I'm just like, wow, I used a lot. A lot more than I realized. So so these are my scraps that are left that I'll use. So I've got the base of a journal. I have not decorated the ephemera yet. That will happen in the future. And for now, it is just, this is what my brain can do. So here is the final flip through. You can see how layered it is. It's kind of cool, really. And then I've, made it so that I can still see some of the backgrounds. I didn't want to cover, this still needs to get glued on, but I want to leave it off so that I can do some embossing on it, basically. So yeah, whoops, gotta glue that, but that's all right. And I went ahead and inked my pieces and, did my corners and whatnot. I may come back and try to ink this somehow, but so then we have that, and it just, one thing I've learned about this project is if you pick 3 or 4, even 5 colors and just use those colors throughout the journal, you will have a cohesive journal. So this was the back, I believe, or the front. I don't know. No, I want it to end, okay, there, because I want this to be the front. And then here on this side we have another staggered side. So this is a hidden paper clip, because that way we can still see the backgrounds, because the backgrounds are just as lovely as the tags inside. And I made that so it flips down so you can still see all the back and everything. If it flips down too much, I can stick it behind there. I can add a dangle onto there if I want to. This is just a little flip. And then in here I have another journal card. Flip that over, and then here we have an up tuck with a tag, and here we have a flip out. I will, when I decorate the journal, I'll decorate that. That'll be in the future when my brain has had a rest. I might even put another tag in there if I have enough scraps. Oh, I forgot to, that one didn't get inked. I keep forgetting about the one in that pocket. But, a nice little flippy pocket's kind of fun. I'm going to make it so that you can see this side of the tag when it's closed. And on the inside we have a bunch of the papers that were used and more collage back there. So that can go there, that can fold there, that can fold there, and that can fold there. And, oh, I did it backwards again. Alright, start with that, and then that, then that, and also that, and then, oh, actually that can go there. It's however you want to do it if you make one of these. And I will eventually make a closure for it. Right now though, it still sits. This lifts up a little bit, but other than that, and I could just, and that's probably because of that paper clip that it's doing that. So I could just even just take a paper clip, put a little dangle on there just to hold that closed. And you know, this side, if it really bothered me, I could just take this off and put it around these two down here just to keep that together, if that's what I wanted to do. You know, I got options. I got options. Does it want to go all the way up? No. What's it stuck on? It's stuck on something. We're not going to worry about it. We're not. Because we could even do this. And that keeps it closed too. Because why not? Look at that. That was fun. That is a fun way to make a journal with a whole bunch of papers that are just coordinated but eclectic. That was definitely an eclectic. I think I like this on the front. All right, I hope you all have a delightful day. And if you watched me first, go watch Carrie now. His videos, his playlist will be down in the description below as well. I hope you guys have a delightful day. I love you.